Hey yo, speed my ransom gems. Speed my ransom gems. Y'all can do it, we discover. Peace to all the kings and the queens where the mother lie. Speed my ransom gems. Speed my ransom gems. Y'all can do it, we discover. Peace to all the kings and the queens where the mother lie.
All right, guys, welcome back to another episode of Rant and Jim Show. My name is Matt Garland, NMLS number 58700, but better known as International MG.
Hey, my guy.
Listen, I love it. My name is Quiana Watson. I'm international broker extraordinaire, international hashtag, and license number 317576. Welcome to the Rants and Jim Show.
Yes. So today we got a special edition. We brought in our brother, the master investor, the greatest investor of this era.
I appreciate y'all.
Ian Dunlap. What's going on, my
Long
brother?
overdue. I'm happy to
Long
be here.
overdue.
We're
Thank
happy to
y'all
have
so
you.
much.
And we're here in London, okay? We're still in London. We're on location. Shout out to the good folks at Stork. Make sure you go check them out. When you come in London, the food, the vibe, the hospitality, everything is A1. Links will be in the description to check them out.
Hey, you guys, we are coming to you live from London, and we were wondering why aren't they a part of our community?
Look, if you're not part of the Rants and Gyms, gym dropping community, you're doing yourself a tremendous disservice. We got live events, behind the scenes, live Q&As with our guests. You need to be a part of the community.
You got to be a part of this community so you can ask questions to all of our guests, so you can interact with us, vibe with us, get exclusive behind the scenes footage. I mean, we're going to have everything you need in our community. So y'all stop asking questions on Instagram and join our community so you can get the real answers.
Exactly. So link is in the bio. Join the Rants and Gyms certified gym dropper community today. Get behind the scenes action, live Q&As, free access to all of our live pop-ups and the Rants and Gyms live experience tour. So don't wait, don't hesitate. Link in the bio. Join today.
See you soon, gym droppers.
Peace. Ian, what's up, my brother? How are you today?
I'm good. How y'all doing?
You know, we having a good vibe out here in London.
Absolutely.
You know,
looking regal as I told you off
Thank
camera.
you.
Always.
Listen,
I appreciate it.
you know, looking
Yeah.
regal in the Yeezys
Yeah,
today.
and the
You know
Yeezys.
what I mean?
Yeezys
Those are not
on.
tennis shoes.
These are not tennis shoes.
Yeah.
So look, it's a lot going on. We always talk about stocks, and people are used to hearing you talk about stocks, future, crypto, etc. But we wanted to tie in real estate with that whole conversation because it's not a matter of or, it's and.
Yes.
Right? And we need to start having more of that conversation in our community. But there's a lot going on with the economy and how it pertains to real estate. So we say, you know what, let's bring in the master investor
I'm happy
himself. You know what I mean? So you
Yeah.
can break this down for our real estate audience with some of the stuff is going on and how does it impact real estate today and in the future, because you know you have the crystal ball, so we need you bring out the crystal ball and give us some answers. So let's start with the layman term stuff, right? Because a lot of people don't understand certain things, like what is inflation? Can you break that down?
Just the price of things going up. Let's look at it that way. So when things cost more, I was in LA for Super Bowl. Premium gas was $7.10.
That's a fact. LA is crazy.
I'm like, LA, I love y'all, but move to Houston, please. Jesus. So when prices go up, that's usually what inflation is. And we were in such a low environment where interest rates were low for forever, post-Obama being in office. We're really just adjusting to where prices should have been. And any time you delay, prices going up, it hurts when that adjustment finally happens. But that's really what inflation is.
Okay, cool.
When goods and services cost more.
What about Fed funds rate, and how does that pertain to real estate?
I'm gonna be honest, it really doesn't matter.
Agreed.
It doesn't. I mean, in our community, we focus so much on knowing so we can talk about it in the party or be in an A at brunch and be like, girl, I know what this is. It doesn't matter. What really matters, and we'll talk about the investing thesis and all that, but knowing what your game plan is and not deviating. How many people have you guys talked to and you're like, hey, buy these amount of properties, get these rentals, you're good. And 8 months later, they're like, Quiana, I'm sorry, I want to be like you. This drip comes from her execution.
Absolutely.
Yes.
That's
Yes.
a
So
fact.
when we get to Fed fund rate, knowing the most, I don't want us to know the most, I want us to do the most, execute the best, so we can have the most money.
Facts. Now let's talk about quantitative easing and taping. How does that affect real estate, and what exactly is that?
I mean, all markets are tied together. So angel investing, venture, stock market, crypto, real estate. They're all tied together. So quantitative easing is just, they're giving out so much money. It was easy to raise funds. It was easy to get deals done. right? Because money was flowing. When they taper, it means we're taking the money back. And now we're not printing as much money. So now we get to see who are the real investors, not just the people that are talking about it, who is good in real estate, who actually can do deals.
Absolutely.
So quantitative easing is when the Fed prints money. Tapering is when they say, hey, we're not going to give up.
I'm glad you said that, because I always tell people everybody's a top producer in our world when money is cheap.
Absolutely.
And when money is cheap and there's more buyers than sellers, right?
Absolutely.
So everybody's bragging, oh, I'm doing this, I'm doing that, I'm doing this. But what were you doing prior to this?
Absolutely.
Right? And what you going to do after this, right?
Or when it's tough now. Like now is game 7. 20 seconds on the clock. We're going to see who's really good and who's not.
We're going to see who the experts are.
We're going to see who the players are.
Who the real players are. Right now, there's no inventory. Agents are crying, bowing out every single day.
Absolutely.
Loan officers are not making it because they don't, the fundamentals. See, that's when the fundamentals of what you really do come into play.
Absolutely.
When it's not easy.
1,000%.
I mean, when interest rates were at 0, everyone was a hero.
Of course.
In every market, right? And then all of a sudden, now things are tighter and back to normal. And for those that remember like 2007 and 8 in Atlanta.
Oh, yeah.
It was rough.
It was rough.
It feels like that all over again.
Uh-huh.
But if you build your business, stick to your fundamentals, stick to your plan, you can build an empire. Like some of those houses in Lithonia and Alpharetta that was going for 300, 350.
Oh, yeah.
Crazy right now.
800, 900 now.
Today, right now.
Everything's a long-term game, but for everyone watching, build your base in a recession or when things are tough.
Yeah, I mean, I think this is the perfect opportunity for people to really build their wealth. Look, the stock market is on sale right now. Companies are, you know, I mean, my portfolio was taking a nice little hit this week, but I love it.
Yeah.
Right? Because for me, it's like, oh shit, it's time to load the boat. Like good companies, 2 techs, 2 index, right?
Simple.
And just keep it simple, simple, stupid.
Yeah.
Right? You don't have to really try to reinvent the wheel. Just load the boat on the companies that you know and you trust. So for me, I love this, right? Even from a real estate perspective, being a transactional person, now these jokers are now going to go into other industries, right?
Absolutely.
They're going to leave, and it's going to, for the real players who've been here for a long time, and this is what we really do. Now we can continue to take the scraps that they're leaving behind and now add to our
And it's a trust factor. When things get tough, people want reliability. Who can I turn to when the market is messed up and say, hey, guide me and what are you doing? And the market kept going up so much. And I told everyone, most didn't listen, but for those who watch Rants and Gems and Market Mondays, I know you do. But if the market kept going up and making new highs, when it falls, what are you going to do? You have to wait to buy. So my dad is in real estate and construction.
Oh, good.
He's always been like, my principles for investing in the market came from him. So it's like, if the market tanks 50%, if a house caught on fire and they sell it to me for half, sell it to me while it's on fire. I don't want it when the new cabinets are in.
Right.
You got marble floors, and because now you're paying a premium.
Absolutely.
I want to build the equity in. So I want to invest in the top 5 companies that have the deepest dip. Apple, Microsoft, Google, 3 best companies to invest in, but people always want something new, shiny.
Right.
And I'm like, that's because you don't really want to be rich. I'm going to be real. Most people don't listen and don't execute because they don't want to be free.
That's a fact. They don't want to be free.
They don't want to be rich. Most men want enough money to trick women into having sex with them for 1 or 2 nights, and that's it. They don't want to be responsible. That's truth.
Did y'all see my face? I said,
That's truth.
Sounds about right. Sounds about right.
I can't even hold you up.
We have to laugh at that. Okay, it's a cheers moment.
Cheers.
It's a cheers moment.
Oh shit, I ain't got no drink, but we're going to cheers the water.
Fellas, I'm not coming for you. But the truth is why men don't execute, because if you look, I'll hit Roger Federer, if we go to the States with Kobe, Mayweather, Kobe Bryant, Tom Brady, the blueprint is the same.
Yeah.
You're right.
Time in.
Consistency.
Time in.
Consistency, put everything else to the side, but most people want to flip.
Yeah.
So when I'm saying, hey, 2 tech, 2 index, people, I don't want to hear that. Or they ran to options, I'm like, you're getting destroyed now. Indexes are still doing well.
Yeah.
Apple and Microsoft are still doing well.
Absolutely.
And so you're telling people just to stick to the fundamentals. And that's the thing, like this is a real estate podcast. We always talk about real estate, but real estate in stocks, like it all makes sense. Like I am so grateful to be on this platform and be able to say I can call you, I can call Trapper, I can call Jessica and say, listen, tell me what to do with this money.
Absolutely.
We're transactional. And a lot of real estate agents and a lot of realtors, you guys are listening, a lot of loan officers, and you're transactional, you're making a lot of money. Where are you putting your money to diversify your portfolio?
Agreed.
I really feel like you have to have money everywhere. You have to have some brick and mortar and you need to have some stocks, right?
You have to.
So you can be free.
If not, you won't have any safety, even for the loan officers. I talk to a lot of loan officers that are still going through the issues of, they may have 8 deals that they can close, but the company they with may only push through 3, so they won't hit certain bonuses.
That's a big problem.
Yeah.
It's like, why? And then the next month, miraculously, everything clears, right?
Yeah.
Because they don't want you to be free, because if so, they may lose you as an employee.
Ooh.
So if you have a business, stocks, real estate, e-commerce tied together, then you have a certain level of safety. A lot of people on the internet are just talking, and I want you guys who are watching to ask this, when anyone talks to you about investing, are you free? Can I talk to your wife or significant other and ask them, are you free? And then look at their children. There's a lot of people talking about money who don't have money.
That's a fact.
Because the rap shit didn't work, or the entertainment thing didn't work, or they're trying to find their way. Before I got on the scene, I probably posted about investing for 12 or 13 years.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Yeah, I love the throwbacks.
Let me tell you, the first time I met Ian, I was like, I went to the EYL event, and I'm like, I walked up to him, I was like, he was masked up, y'all. Let me tell you something.
Not playing.
This was right after COVID.
That was the Atlanta one, right?
The Atlanta one.
He would not play.
And I said, wait a minute, that's Ian. He was masked up. He was so uncomfortable.
He was
If anybody
masked up and cornered.
so please add the photo to this. He was in the corner like this. He was uncomfortable.
Yeah.
He was ready to go.
Yeah.
And I was like, hey, Ian. He was like, good to meet you.
Listen, and then I didn't do it in Atlanta next time, and DC Young Fly gave me COVID.
Damn.
Shout out to my guy, appreciate you. Love you. Chad, what up? So even that, you gotta protect yourself at all times.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you have
safety
to.
first.
Always.
Safety first.
Always.
So look, let's talk about the current events that's happening right now, right? We got a war going on, Russia, Ukraine. How do you think that's going to impact the real estate market specifically? Then we can talk about the stock market.
It may drop a couple percentage points, but the thing I do love about real estate is that the values won't change a hell of a lot. So my dad used to tell me, like, well, if the market drops 5%, you think I'm going to just give all my properties away for 60% off? No. Always think long term. Since the 1800s, there's only been a couple of events that have changed the world, Great Depression, but the real estate market isn't going to have a 50% drop. If you buy in quality areas, or let's say you got a great deal in the hood, but you got it for 48% to 60% off, and you built the equity back into it, what are you worried about? If you have rentals, they still have to pay.
True.
They can't, well, Putin bombed Ukraine, so I can't pay you this month.
Yeah.
Get out.
Yeah.
It doesn't work that way. So when you have that base, and one of the things I'm going to talk about a lot this year is like building a wealth fortress. So you have to have a business, stocks, real estate, subscription, and you have to invest in other businesses. All of those things are not going to fall apart at one time.
No.
So
Can you
never
repeat that
lean
one
on
more
one.
time? Because you said that too quick, and I actually love the way you said that.
Thank you. Yeah, so you need a business, you need stocks, you need real estate, you need a subscription business, and you need to invest in other businesses. The great part is when you have a formula for investing, it applies across the board. So if I'm looking at retracement, shout out to the queen, if I may say, hey, if something drops off the 50% retracement or cuts in half, we can use that model in investing in businesses, anything across the board. All the rules are the same. Most people know Buffett for being the greatest or one of the greatest investors in stocks. People don't tell you that he has 92,000 doors.
Yeah. He kills the real estate game.
He does.
Absolutely.
Kills it, but no one talks about
Blackstone, BlackRock, same big venture fund.
Huge.
So when you look at, don't listen to me, listen to the top 5 countries, top 5 richest people. Even with, if you look at the Vatican, I went to Catholic school. How many properties does the Vatican own? The reason why priests cannot marry is because when they're done, they have to turn over all property to the Vatican. It becomes a holding in their holding company for the Vatican. Look at the top companies, the top countries, and that'll give you the blueprint of what to do. Every big entity owns a ton of real estate, ton of stocks, own a bunch of businesses. That way, if the market does slide one way or another, you're not affected.
So you don't see this war impacting real estate in the U.S. at all?
Why would it? Not unless we directly go to war with Russia. We do have a leadership issue. I don't have an issue with Biden, but Biden isn't the president that we need for Putin. He levied sanctions, so now $1 trillion in Russian assets are now tied up. Great. Putin's playing a street war.
Yeah, he don't care.
Doesn't care about it. That's like if I come to your block and say I'm shooting everybody on the block, and you say I'm going to give you a traffic ticket, what difference does it matter? He wants war because he feels that the Ukraine is actually their territory, which it was during the Soviet Union era. So now, when he made the threat and we didn't say anything, and because they're not typically an ally, Ukraine is an ally, we shouldn't have defended them, but we had to, because you have to stop a dictator in his tracks, because now This is a test for other areas. Now, if he can pull this off, why wouldn't he do it? And my biggest fear is when China and Russia teams up. China owns a ton of Africa. Now they're moving into Latin America. If we can get those 3 continents to go against us with leadership that is afraid, it can be the end.
It could be something crazy.
Yeah, the game, set, match. Game, set, match.
It'll be a wrap at that point.
So, and we already see China basically was like, yeah, we see it. And that's it. That was their response, basically.
Yeah.
I see what's going on.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Yep.
Because it's almost as if they're sitting back to see how it's going to go.
We have to understand, too, when we cause war and we attack other and invade other countries for decades, at what point are these countries going to say, hey, we want to go to war and take over your country? Even the war on terror, whatever your stance is on it. Those regimes got toppled, but then you have an entire country or continent of people that hates us for invading their land.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We have to be very selective. Even how we got into the war, rely on mass weapons of destruction and all that. It's too much.
Yeah.
So I think people have just gotten tired of our rulership, and over in Russia, they're a real dictatorship.
Yeah.
Putin, KGB, real gangster. Like, imagine if 50 Cent was president. It's Putin times 100.
Yeah.
That's a good way to put
Yeah.
it. So that
Yeah.
way it can be in layman's terms,
Yeah.
so people can understand what's really going on over there, and then tie it into how that could affect what's happening here. Because even with us traveling and we're here and we're in London and we're having a good time, but it's a different type of feeling when you're in America.
Absolutely.
Like, we have a different type of freedom.
Freedom and naivety, too, because we never plan for anything bad to happen to us until it's too late. So that's why I'm saying, if the world falls apart and the stock side, same with real estate, if the world is going to fall apart, what areas should they invest in real estate? That's number one.
Yeah.
Number two, what companies will not fall even if we lose our spot as the number 1 country in the world?
Yeah.
Apple, Microsoft, Google.
Absolutely.
You have to invest in the top companies to keep that money coming in. Because if we do go to war, guess what? For those of you that are doing well, you're going to have to take care of maybe 5 to 10 more people in your family.
Agree.
That's a fact.
So you need more cash coming in to have more safety. Men, if you're in a relationship, the woman's going to worry a lot more. Guess what? You need to tell her, baby, we got 14, 15 months.
Yeah.
And we're going to be okay. Because if not, because somebody going to be in our DM talking about, I got the 14, 15 months. You know what I mean? So, and it's not about the money.
It's about the security.
Look,
Security.
don't be house rich and cash poor, basically.
Yeah, it's
Cannot.
the security.
Right now, you can't be cash poor.
Cannot.
You need reserves. Reserves is a major key
Yeah. Oh,
yeah.
with everything that's happening in this world, because you never know what's going to happen. So I want to ask you something directly, because you got the crystal ball. Is the real estate market going to crash, and if so, when?
It's not going to crash. I think markets that were overinflated and the prices went up too fast, they're going to topple. I do hate the fact, though, people were putting in bids $50,000 cash over what the asking price was. So if something resets back to where it should be, right?
I feel attacked.
No, but even with that, so you're in a great space because you have diversification and you've mastered your craft. So,
Absolutely.
so anyway, I can drop you in Idaho and you'll be able to make money, right?
Absolutely.
But when the market goes up so fast, and if it's over a percentage of where it should be of growth, 10% to 30% over where it should be,
Oh, yeah.
when it recorrects, it's not really a crash, it's just at a normal level. So like if LeBron scores 80 points in 4 games in a row, and then
Yeah.
he goes back to scoring 32, did he crash? No, he just went back to what his
normal.
average
normal.
price will be. But the real estate market, the biggest mistake people make, same with stocks, they don't hold it long enough.
They don't hold long enough, and I can speak for that. Or it depends when you wanna release, right? Right now, I got a lot of people that may have purchased 2 years ago, not even 3 years ago. I got somebody that purchased 2.5 years ago.
Yeah.
Right now, about to sell their property, bought the house at $500. We're selling at $780, and it appraised, and we're closing.
Those
Now-
are the new comps.
Those are the new comps. And so for me, I feel like if you're in an area that you think are a little, it could be slightly overinflated.
Yeah.
And I can say this because I know that area is definitely overinflated.
Yeah.
It's not near the city. It's not near the Beltline. It's not near a highway.
yeah.
It's just in a good school district.
Yeah.
That's all.
Yeah,
Get your money while you can.
absolutely.
You know
Yeah.
what? Sell now, get your money while you can, and go to an area that will be undefeated. Like in Atlanta, like if you're near the Gulch, if you're near the Beltline, if you're in the city of Atlanta,
Yeah.
if you're in Brookhaven, if you're in specific areas
Absolutely.
close to the stadium, close to the Braves,
Hold those for 10
areas,
years.
Hold
Yeah.
them.
Yeah.
Don't
Hold.
ever sell.
Yeah.
But just look at those opportunities. So you're right. Like we're, as real estate professionals, we have to guide people through the whole thing.
Process.
Just don't overbid because you can. Overbid because maybe the area and the numbers and the market numbers, they actually support it.
Absolutely.
Like I'm big on making
agree.
sure you get the numbers to support it.
100% agree.
But I do think it's gonna level out.
Yeah,
No, and
definitely.
I think what you said is important, and I've been saying this shit too. Like, we're up, I think, since the pandemic started, probably nationwide average, not including 2022 numbers, but we're up over 40% as an average nationally. In some areas like Phoenix, Atlanta, they're probably close to 60% over the last 2 years. So if there is a correction, let's just say a 10% correction.
Yeah.
I mean, if it's average 40, it's on 30, it's still up and stuck.
Yeah, it's still up.
Right?
It's
Even
just
if it
gonna
goes 20%,
Oh, yeah.
it's still 20% from what people say was the normal. Well, I don't think people realize before the pandemic started, going into 2020, the market was already on fire.
Yeah, it was on fire.
It was on fire already. The real estate market was already increasing 10%, 15%, which wasn't normal, right? Because normal appreciation is 3 to 5%, right? But 10%, 12%, it was already cranking. Yeah. The pandemic just threw more logs in the fire, so to
Absolutely.
speak. You
And
know?
anytime you have that kind of growth, it's a sign of a crash coming. So when crypto went up, real estate went up, stocks went up. So in 1999, the market went up. Then we had the 2000 crash.
Yeah.
2001 happened, 9/11, of course. 2005 and 6, the market went up. Then 07 happened. Market crash. 2020, it gives you an opportunity to get all the money you need for a 3 or 4 year period.
Yeah.
Before the fallout happens.
Yeah.
When the fallout happens, you have to then buy at the best prices.
Yeah.
That's why I'm always so big on routine, because like once you know the cycle, when the market crashes, I'm happy. I'm elated.
Yeah.
Because now it gives me more opportunity to buy something at a discount that I normally couldn't get.
Let's define a real estate crash from a percentage point, so people have a better understanding. Because I think correction will start in 2023, probably third quarter, right?
Yeah,
And
2024 is something.
And then going into 2024, I think we'll probably see a good 10, 15% correction in certain areas. I think certain areas, high demand areas, will still go, but a lot of these areas that are truly overinflated, they're definitely going to correct themselves,
Absolutely.
right? From a real estate crash, like the greatest crash on record was the Great Depression. I think that was like 20 or 25% or something like that, right? What is your definition of a real estate crash from a percentage?
Like 18 to 21%.
18 to 21%. And the correction will probably be anywhere, what, 10%?
10 to 16.
10 to 16%. So you really see, what, a 10% correction starting in 23, 24?
Then 24 could get bad.
24 can get bad. How bad you think 24 would be?
If we don't go back to quantitative easing, if we look at it, America right now has no advantage other than ability to raise money and then fund tech companies. Everything that made America once great, we've lost. Like America right now is Steven Seagal. Used to be tough back in the day.
Oh shit!
Not as tough as it used to
How
be.
you gonna call America Steven Seagal?
But
If
you're
you've
right.
traveled
We're really
anywhere
tech. It's
outside
tech.
of the United States, everywhere has more innovation.
Yeah,
London looks like a better New York.
it does.
It does.
China and Japan
Hold
are
on.
way.
Better New York?
It's
Hold on.
the truth.
Hold on.
It-
I had
it
to
ain't
process
capping,
that.
it's fact.
I had to process that shit for a
It
second.
ain't
A
capping,
better
it's
New York?
facts.
Better.
It ain't capping. it's
How?
facts.
How, Sway?
Have you been here?
Have
We're
you
here
walked
now.
around- London look like what they try and make power look like. What you mean? Like Bentley's fashion better.
Now I ain't gonna hold
Hospital-
you up. What's that place called? Seagra? Fridges.
Self-Fridges.
Self-Fridges. The
Oh, yeah.
shopping is immaculate.
They got all the stores
Oh,
Shout out
my
to
God.
everybody in New York. Don't
and
come
all
for
the
me.
wealth.
Yeah.
But there's a stock market here, isn't it? That's the
Run the
difference.
summer, yeah.
But a better New York?
Cleaner.
We could debate that. It's
cleaner.
cleaner, 100%. But we
Yeah.
can. We
You
can
know why
debate.
it's cleaner?
I'm a New Yorker, so I can't let that shit slide.
Cool.
We
Shout
gotta
out to my
represent
people in
niggas.
East Orange, Parsippany. Don't come for me. I love y'all. Brooklyn.
We see where you're going.
Yeah.
I saw where you were headed.
Yeah.
I hear what you're saying, but I think you're right about just even going through customs. It was so smooth.
Smooth.
Listen,
It was so
it
smooth.
was all
Yeah.
electronic. I've
Yeah.
never been
All
through that in my life.
electronic. It literally took us 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Like this.
Going back into the States, even with Global Pass, takes longer.
It takes longer.
We have not innovated as quickly as we should have. So America as a country, and then when you feed your country bad food, like when we went past the candy shop, all the candy that were American candy were our cereal. Think about that. Horrible education. In the black community, we don't even hang out and aggregate as family and friends anymore, right? there's a bunch of factors that are in play that have led to the collapse of our nation, and then inflation is going to eat us alive. Anytime you begin to print money at 0% interest, it's the sign of, it's like when we as men mess up and we got to go gift crazy, baby, I'm gonna get you every bag, bro, you may get it for 3 or 4 more months, it's over with. It's better to keep your advantage and reign supreme from the very beginning and not lose it, opposed to trying to get it back. And even if you look in the stock market, there are only maybe 10 or 15 companies that truly matter. When you look at that, even in the S&P 500, the ones that really matter, Apple, Microsoft, Google, Amazon, Netflix, outside of that, they're almost uninvestable. It's not good. There's only a couple markets in real estate in the United States that matter.
What's the markets that matter?
Atlanta, New York, Cleveland, Chicago, LA, Miami. Outside of that,
Yeah, Miami.
Miami's
Miami's on fire so bad it was
Yeah.
on the news the other day.
Yeah.
I was
Yes.
watching it. I said, wow, their inventory is so low and their demand is so high, but it's really people buying second homes.
yes.
Yeah.
And that goes to show, because the amount of millionaires that were created through the
Yeah.
pandemic, people are now seeing a different way.
Absolutely.
So although the wealth gap is getting larger, there's a huge number of new millionaires that are coming to the forefront.
Absolutely.
And they don't mind investing because they're listening to people. They're listening to Market Mondays. They're listening to Rants and Gems, and they don't mind investing their money.
You have to.
And so Miami is definitely on that list.
The purpose of having money is to make your money make more children for you so you don't have to do anything.
Great.
You need automation in place to not worry. And then even in your relationships, it gives a certain level of safety
Oh yeah.
that is needed. And then as a man, most men, once they hit 35, if they have not hit their benchmark, there's a certain level of depression that you hit by not achieving.
Oh.
That warrior spirit that you feel for me comes from me doing, not
Yeah.
talking. That's why I'm like, everyone wants to talk. I'm like, where were you at 3 years prior? You weren't talking. You weren't doing it. Like, I don't teach. I just tell what I do. So that TAC 2 index formula, made for me, made for Xander. I never meant to tell anybody, but it works. And then you have your formula. I encourage all of you to execute and do. Everyone's going to talk to you about what you should do until it's time to give you help. Put yes in chat if I made you money. For real. I'm going to be real. Everyone's talking to you about investing, right? But ask them, give me $3,000 because I need help because my grandmama's sick. Now let's see what happened. A lot of y'all are getting used. And black consumers are the lifeblood for damn near every company.
Facts.
So when I tell you guys, I'm giving you the real, it feels almost weird to hear the truth because you guys get lied to so much. For the people who say I don't have enough money, make a fucking business. Sorry, like the world we live in, when this crashes and falls apart, there's not going to have any, you're not going to have any help coming to you. I'm going to be honest with you. Friends aren't going to help, family, government's not going to help because the government is trying to take care of themselves, as they should.
Yeah.
So be mindful of that, because when 24 comes, I think we could go into a real recession that'll last for a couple of years.
So
Right.
for the real estate people out there,
What should they be doing right
they
now?
may have 10,000, 15,000. It's not enough to really get in the game, right? To buy a piece of property. What should they do with that money, in your advice, from either investing in the stock market or opening a business? What should they do to
What's camera at to make the point?
Your
Right
camera's
there.
over there.
Real
He
estate,
got
right?
something to say.
So I want you to do Home Depot, Lowe's. How can you guys invest in real estate and the biggest supplier that is going to give you the materials you don't invest in? Everybody in construction, hey, how often you spend at Home Depot?
A lot.
Hundreds of thousands of dollars.
Facts.
You have hundreds of thousands of dollars in equity in that company? No, I don't mess with that stock stuff. So for every 100 doors, you want to have 10,000 shares. Because Home Depot is monetizing you trying to flip. On the tech side, I asked everybody, what kind of phone they have? Apple.
Yep.
How many shares you have? I don't believe in that. But if you look at any major real estate hedge fund, they too are investing in stocks.
Give
You
us
have to have a
give us the
fortress.
top 3 real estate related stocks that our people need to invest in 2022.
Because it's not real estate or stocks. It's real estate
It's
and
both.
stocks.
I mean, I'll give the ones that are best. Apple, Microsoft, Home Depot, Lowe's. I know some of you going to say realty income for a dividend. No. I don't want a dividend in a stock that is down sliding.
What about Toll Brothers?
It's okay. It's not better than Apple.
True.
Yeah.
True, but what if somebody just wants to say, you know, I got tech, all right? I want to get in real estate, but I don't have enough money, but this is a way I can invest in real estate. So would you, Home Depot, Lowe's, we know those are two, would you consider like a builder stock, or would you do like a John Deere, for example?
Is John Deere better than this?
No.
No, it's not.
No.
It's about who's better. So, fellas, you know this. Women are going to pick the man that is best for them, right? So there's a bunch of, ask women, I always tell fellas, anything you want to invest in, ask them what they like. Yes, you can go to a builder sector, but if that company is not better, I don't want the best point guard out of the west side of Cleveland. Shout out to Cleveland. I want the best fucking point guard.
Okay.
Here's our issue. Can I be honest or no?
Yeah,
Yes,
go
be
ahead.
honest.
Go ahead.
Stop trying to remix shit and sound cute and get rich. Y'all want everything but the money part. I want a builder in a subsector of subprime mortgage lending. Dog, y'all gonna die. Put I'm sorry if you wish you would have listened to me 2020.
Oh my God.
Type I'm sorry in chat.
Type it in the chat,
And I
right
only
now.
say this because you guys don't get the phone calls and conversations and say, well, I invested in this and because this person didn't like you and now I'm out of $100,000. Now I'm getting divorced. Now I'm gonna lose my fucking kids. It's a game to y'all, not me. Buy the best.
Period.
Period. Toll Brothers is great. They don't have shit on Google.
Facts.
It is what it
But what if
is.
somebody can't afford to get a Google share?
Get a piece of a shit. Didn't they just do a split?
Get Apple, Microsoft. They're going to split soon.
In July,
You
I
have
think,
to.
right?
They're about to split.
And fellas, I don't want to hear this. Because if Bay Girl walk in with that BBL and them Louboutins, you're going to find money to take on vacation. Don't play with me. I'm not the one to play with. And then also a part of freedom, too, is being able to talk freely. And we talked about this last night. Well, you can actually trade and make money on demand. The desire to be likable and all that personality media bullshit people want, you don't have to do. I want to give you the truth. In 5 years, y'all going to come back and be like, damn, he was right. Don't wait 5 years, monetize off that now. So if you don't have the money, you have to make a business. It's easier now than ever.
Yeah. All you
It
need is
is.
a cell phone.
All you need is a cell phone.
Cell phone.
Hell, look, EYL Network started off with iPhones.
They said 3 iPhones.
3 iPhones.
Yeah.
Look, I
And a
was,
holster.
look, I was
With a
episode
light.
12. I was there on the iPhones. Them shits were uneven.
Yeah. But
It was
it's the
uneven.
consistency of getting things. Big tip
Absolutely.
in business. Your consistency is going to make room. There's a lot of people who started out who were way better than me. They wouldn't do it every day. So I can tell you, like, when I started as an entrepreneur, 2003, before Wankster was on 8 Mile soundtrack, through 2022, I probably went out to the club maybe 15 times in that period of time.
Yeah, you definitely don't go out. I'll give you that. Because we be outside, like, yo, Ian, you coming? Nope. I'm going upstairs. I'm going to the room. You definitely don't come out.
Because when I did all the mixy stuff, it didn't give me the fulfillment that I wanted. And then most men are going out because they're chasing. When you got the options already and they come to you.
Let me say something. I knew he was gonna say this. Let me go ahead and say this for the record. Every time I'm with
Whenever
Ian,
this come out, if I,
every time
babe,
I'm with
hey,
Ian, every single time, people are in my DM. My DMs are in shambles. I'm like, Ian, can you please?
I'm not that cute for y'all to be doing
He
that.
was like, just tell them to contact me directly, and that's exactly what I say.
if I got a
Contact
bae,
him
when this come out,
directly.
this was prior to me having a bae.
Yeah, this happened
Prior.
a while ago.
Yeah.
It was a long time ago. But I just want to say that. But when you have options, you don't
Yeah.
have to chase.
Yeah. And then
And I agree. Like I'm even like that. Like I'll step out, but I'll be like, I want to go home.
Yeah.
Like they hate. Like
Yeah.
I'll go to the dinner.
Yeah.
That's it. Don't count me into the after party. I'm going home.
Yeah.
Because
Quiana go home.
what value do I bring if we go out, but then the prices on the stocks don't match? Not fun to go out. Like, how you popping bottles with me and I lost $9,000 listening to you?
It's a fact.
Most people don't want to be great at their craft. Now, you should have balance. I've learned, like, even Shotty was like, bro, you got to show your face a little bit more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
Oh,
you
listen.
definitely have. You got to be inside
Yeah.
the home. You got to,
No.
because you know what we do at a high level. You know, people want to see us.
Yeah.
And us being accessible, I think, is what's really propelled us to that
Absolutely.
next level. I mean, look at the event we just had out here in London.
And
Like,
actually being
2,000
tangible
plus
people.
people
Yeah.
online or in queue, as they say out
In
here.
queue, yeah, that's
like it was crazy. It's only because
Yeah.
we are accessible to the people. So I think it's important to be outside. But like you said, you got to have your game tight. Because if your game ain't tight, then you don't got no business being outside.
Agreed.
Because you're just spending money trying to chase something, and people really want a lifestyle And I see it in Atlanta, but Atlanta's done it well of having lifestyle and great work ethic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But most people want to go out and have fun and act like they've won.
And be losing.
And you're
It's
losing.
a fact.
Everyone that I know has the real money, they don't go out a whole
You
lot.
can't. Because you can't.
Nah.
You cannot possibly go out and function at a high level. Like, you just can't. Like, even last night, I was like, all right, bye, y'all.
Yeah.
Like, I cannot go. I know I have to get up. I know I had to go to sleep, get
Yeah.
up, read these notes, and
Be dressed
cute.
immaculate.
Dress
Regal.
immaculate,
Yeah.
change
Yeah.
16 times, and still engage an audience and film this show. Like,
Absolutely.
you just can't. You have to decide.
You gotta pick your poison.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I even told my brother before I left him, like, just pick the couple days a month you're going to go out, hit those days, and then after that, be locked in.
Locked in.
But when you really love what you do, it's a lot easier to do. And when you love yourself, like, my goal is ridiculously big.
Oh, yeah.
That's a trade-off that I have, but it's happy as hell to do it. And for my parents to say that they're proud, my friends to say that they're proud, like Xander to be elated and be in school like, yo, my dad got a show on YouTube and he like, that's worth way more than any section. Shout out to Trevor Shaw, we had a blast last night, but
Yeah.
I care about mastering the craft, and then when I want to help as many people as I want to, in 3 years, I never want anyone to ever have to guess about what to invest in. I'll just tell you for free.
I love it.
Because when I was listening initially, no one would be that clear.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Never.
It was like, it could be good, it could be bad. You figure it out. I'm like, I don't want to figure it out.
Yeah.
Help. Give the solution. And it's worked. And you guys have done the same thing.
Oh yeah, because
Yeah.
like you said, if there's a problem, we have to be the solution.
Absolutely.
We are our own solution. I firmly believe in that, and that's why we do so much free game, right? I don't think nobody on the internet can touch what we're doing at a high
no.
level because no one gives as much free game as us
Yeah.
as consistent.
Yeah, consistent.
It's daily,
Yeah.
weekly, monthly, quarterly, yearly.
Yeah.
Right, and that's what we built this whole thing off of. It's just from the mud.
Yeah.
You know, but this was a dope episode. I know we got to wrap this up. I know you a very busy guy out here in London.
Always make time
You
for
got a
you.
lot of ish going on, so we definitely appreciate your time.
Yes.
So look, we like to leave with one final rant
Okay.
and one final gem for the audience.
One final rant, if you want to be free, I want you to execute. Most people are lying to you because they don't want you to be free and they're using you so they can monetize, but you not to get rich. One final gem. You're going to get rich as hell by being the most reliable and most consistent. My blueprint is to give out prices and stocks that are great and make people money for free. So from 2020 through now, I probably made 900 people at least $100,000, 70 people millionaires from scratch, never got no money on the back end. Never. Help the most, be the best at your craft, and you'll be rich and you'll never have to worry about what Putin is doing or North Korea.
Or if it's going to be a recession or a market crash or this, that, and the third, because you already lined up.
Yep. That's the blueprint.
There you have it, guys, in my Rashad voice.
Love y'all.
And there it is.
There you is. Look, another dynamic episode. Matt Garland here. NMLS number 58700, better known as International MG.
And my name is Quiana Watson. Dang, I forgot my license number 317576. International Broker Extraordinaire. Thank you guys for tuning in to another episode of the Rants and Gems show.
Shout out to the Stork London. Make sure y'all
Love
check
y'all.
them out.
Oh yes, this
Put
is
yes in chat if I made y'all money. We
Yes.
got to wrap up. I love you, Queen. Greatest producer ever.
Shout out to Jordana.
Yeah.
Shout out to Jordana.
Shout out to Toots Productions.
And
All right.
Toots.
Oh, Brianna too. Can't forget y'all. All right.
yes.
Peace.
Peace.